Okay, thank you. I have a number of questions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. And I'm expected to answer all, or I will attempt all. If I can't answer all, I will attempt all. First issue raised. First question was from the Sun newspaper. You want to know what has happened to policemen who had altercation with soldiers when the Minister of FCT visited a site within the FCT. I wasn't at the scene of that altercation, and I have directed that what happened there should be investigated. Whatever the outcome of the investigation, we will let you know. Then, Swift reporter, you wanted to know what is happening to our school protection squad. Yes, our school protection squad is very active. They've been doing a lot. Through the school protection squad, we have been able to prevent so many attacks on schools. We have been able to protect many of these schools. The fact that one or two incidents happened, does not mean that several incidents have not been prevented. Or it doesn't mean that we are not doing anything at all. There is a lot that we are doing. And what happened is unfortunate, and we don't have excuses for it. And if you listen to my speech, I made it clear that we are not going to relent until all our vulnerable communities are protected from the attack by criminal gangs in this country. I also made it clear that one attack on a vulnerable community is bad enough, and we are not going to tolerate it. And that peace maintained at one location but violated at another location is not peace. Therefore, we are not going to sleep, and we are not going to give ourselves accolades until all our communities in Nigeria are protected and no further attack on any vulnerable community in Nigeria. This is our commitment. We are committed to it. We will do everything within our resources. We will continue to improve on our strategies. We will continue to stay ahead of these criminal elements. But let it be known that the fact that there is a breach, we should not be condemned. People should not forget that every day police make arrests, we make recovery of weapons from these criminal gangs. We are doing our best, and we'll continue to do the best for this country. NTA, yes. Yes, we have already withdrawn 11,566 personnel. We have given directives for that. I have seen some things posted on the social media, misleading. People are quoting figures. Figures, I don't know where they got their figures, where they said that 120,000 policemen are attached to private individuals in Nigeria. These are lies. Not true. I don't know where they got their figure from. And that's the figure that's been brandished everywhere. That 120,000 policemen. How many are we in Nigerian police that would attach 120,000 to private individuals? The recent presidential directive that we should withdraw policemen from VIP protection made us to discover that 11,566 policemen are engaged in VIP protection as at today in Nigerian police force. Of course, this is not the first time we are implementing this type of directive. Recently, I gave instruction that policemen should be withdrawn from private individuals, and those private individuals desirous of police protection should reapply, because we saw the need to profile these individuals that are applying for police protection. And we carried out that exercise. During that time, a number of policemen were withdrawn, many of them not reassigned before this presidential order came. So it's something that we have been doing. But the recent presidential order will make the implementation more effective. Now that it is presidential order, there won't be pressure on the IG. In fact, the presidential order is a cover for us to implement this directive that we have been trying to implement all this while. So you can see that the implementation is going to be more effective this time around, because I know that nobody is going to call IG again that, please, these are my people. No governor is going to call me, no minister is going to call me. Friends, my family members will not put any pressure on me because they know it's presidential order. And I'm sure they are not going to put any pressure on any of my commissioners of police because they know that this is presidential order. So the implementation is going to be very effective this time around. And we are going to deploy these men to the areas where we need them. We are returning to our frontline policing function, especially at this critical time. Every time we are talking of manpower need, manpower shortage, and now that we have surplus of 11,566 that are coming, we are redeploying to core policing functions, is going to help us a lot. We will not neglect the welfare of these men. Mr. President, who gave this instruction, knows very well. He knows more than all of us. He knows very well that the welfare of these men is important, and anyone we are sending to the rural communities, to these remote communities, their welfare will be taken care of. That I can assure you. Then there is another one on recruitment and the concern raised on what we are doing to guide against recruiting saboteurs into the police. We have a standard protocol for our recruitment, and anyone that is coming into the police will go through a screening exercise. It's rigorous. And if a saboteur manages his way into the police, the system that is operating in the police presently will fish him out. And it will be difficult for us to identify such people and show them the way out. There is the other one on NYSC camp to be used to train police recruits. Yes, it's going to be the first time we are going to experiment that because of the emergency situation that we are in right now. Mr. President is very passionate about increasing the manpower, addressing the manpower shortage in the Nigerian police force. And he wants us to recruit as many as we can at this time. So if we will assess the NYSC training camps, those ones that are suitable for our training, we will accept them. It doesn't mean that every NYSC camp will be accepted for training. A team will go around and assess the facilities on ground. And if we need to improve the facilities, Mr. President is ready to support us to improve those facilities. He's also concerned about turning out quality policemen. It's not just to bring in policemen and train them. He also wants us to have quality people in the police, and we are committed to ensuring that. Then the question on the non-arrest of suspects during the recent rescue operation in Kwara. Okay, the two questions came together. Okay, let me address this first. When individuals are abducted and taken into captivity, our first concern is the rescue, safe return of those victims to their families. That's our first concern. We will work towards getting those victims released, rescued, then before we even think of any other thing. It's not the first time we will do it, we have been doing it. Every time we announce rescue of abducted victims, every time. It's not the Kwara incident is not the first. It's something we have been doing regularly. I don't want to say much about this, but if you must know that our first concern is the rescue of those victims from their captors. Once we get them rescued, then any other thing can follow. You remember the abduction of those 20 medical students earlier in the year. Of course, it was in the public space, so I can talk about that. We mounted so much pressure on this criminal gang, on the abductors. We deployed all our assets, critical assets, with so much pressure on them. They became afraid that at a time they have to abandon the mission, and they let the students go. After we picked the students, we rescued them, then we know what we did. So we won't say more than that. Yeah, that's it. Okay, then another person wants to know, there was a statement that has been going viral that the Inspector General of Police said we didn't arrest the bandits because they voluntarily released those victims. I expect that people should know that no IG will say such a statement, will make such a statement. No IG will make such a statement. That's why I didn't bother to respond to it. I'm talking about it now because somebody asked that question. How can an IG say that we didn't arrest them because they voluntarily released those people? That's a careless statement. I didn't say so. I didn't say so. And it's not the first time that they will publish so many things about the IG that the IG didn't know about. So it's not the first time. So you should get used to all this misinformation, all this nonsense going on. So if you really want to know, I didn't say anything like that. Okay? And I have explained that our primary concern was safe rescue of those abducted victims. And that was what we achieved. I won't say more than that. Okay, then someone wants to know whether our SPU will still be functional after the presidential directive. Just wait. I've told you that we have commenced the implementation of presidential directive. But the implementation, we are going to implement this directive in a structured way, in a way that we don't leave any gap that will be exploited by criminal elements, in a way that we don't expose our drivers of the economy to danger. So that's not in the intention of the presidential order. Mr. President has given his directive, and the implementation is left with the Inspector General of Police. And I'm assuring you that we will implement Mr. President's directive strictly, in a structured manner, in a way that will not expose anyone to danger, in a way that will protect our economy. We won't do it in a way that will create more problems than we are trying to solve. Okay. Okay, then someone wants to know the exact number of policemen that we have as of today. If I tell you I know that number, if I say I can give you accurate number right now, I can give the accurate number, but not immediately. Because I don't know how many have been dismissed yesterday from different commands. I don't know how many have retired just before I came into this hall. I don't know how many have resigned just before I came into this hall. I don't want to talk about dying. This last question, right? Are you talking about facilities for training of new recruits? If you are talking about facilities for training of new recruits, I can assure you that Mr. President has set up a committee that has already gone around all the training schools and has seen the needs to revamp all these our training institutions. So that is ongoing, but what we have now can train the number that we want to recruit. So that's what I can tell you immediately. So thank you.